All right, great. The recording's going, and this is the Little Black Book of Email Autoresponders. And I welcome you tonight. I want to thank you for your time tonight, because I know you could be spending it elsewhere, but your dedication to your business and making money online, it means a lot to you. So I'm not going to waste your time with any kind of fluff and stuff, but real good content that you can use literally this week to start writing really cool autoresponders. And I'm your host, Colin Martin. You can see the strapping young lad there in the picture down below. And this is part of my Real Content, Real Training for 2014, something that I'm dedicated to this year, of making real content that makes a difference, okay, in our internet marketing, not just a bunch of kind of base stuff, but real things that reach out to people and cure problems, solve problems, build a real dedicated community for your business is what we really need here. So that's part of my Real Content, Real Training series. And I'm going to have some free prizes I'm giving away at the end. I'm giving away 4 slots to next week's paid webinar, which is really cool, about the video scripts. So you want to stay tuned for that. And of course, right before that, I'll have a live Q&A at the very, very end. So let's get moving along. All right. Well, in the news, I'm going to be back this weekend, this Sunday, at Tom's Auntie Ann's Butt Camp in Virginia Beach. This is the 3rd or 4th installment I've done in a year now for this, so it's been real popular. And so if you can make it out there, I know it's a little short notice now, but if you're in the area, you can get out there. Or if you're going and you want to meet me, that's fine. We can talk about all sorts of stuff there, because we have a great time at Butt Camp. And I appreciate Tom letting me speak there, because it's got a great community and great people that come to that. And it's an honor to actually sit and make a presentation. I'm doing my stealth persuasion there, which is really neat. I got a live version of it, so it's really cool. All right, again, someone's going to be very happy. You can see there the picture of the happy dog there. I'm giving away 4 spots to my paid webinar next week, and it's the easy and powerful video creation and scripting, and it's going to be really cool. So I'm going to show you how to make cool videos that drive a lot of traffic to your site, or you can put them in emails or just about anything. I'll show you probably 20 different kinds of video scripts, so you want to stay in touch for that. And so right after the presentation, I'm going to give those away. I'm actually just going to pick someone at random, 4 of them, 4 people, and I'll write them down, and that'll be a lot of fun, because I like having a lot of people on the paid webinars. It's great content. All right, what are email autoresponders? We're talking about autoresponders tonight, and that's a fancy word. A lot of people don't know what it is. If you've never heard of an autoresponder before, it's actually an automated message that's sent out, automatically kicks off, launched, we say, when someone signs up for a freebie or newsletter off a website, one of those opt-in forms. And it's also sent out when someone makes a purchase. So if you have a product sale can kick off a series of autoresponders or automated messages as well. And we're not going to focus on that tonight, because usually that's just some how to use the product, customer service stuff, contact numbers, and things that make people feel better about the purchase. But tonight we're going to focus on sign-ups, when people sign up for a freebie or a newsletter. And they're created by email programs. You've seen them a million times. You've probably signed up and gotten autoresponders before. From Aweber, One Shopping Cart has autoresponders, Constant Contact, iContact. I personally use GetResponse. That's my favorite one. So if you're thinking about getting into autoresponders tonight from this webinar and you want some help with that, I use GetResponse. And the autoresponders, they have templates, and they're personalized, can make it look like a web page. They're very, very cool. And of course, an autoresponder is triggered by an opt-in form similar to the one that you see here. This is from Lisa Sasevich, and she is the queen of sales conversion and freebies. And over on her website, you'll see that she'll have something like this, an opt-in form. And if you don't have one of those, obviously you need to start doing opt-ins so you can collect email addresses. But this is Lisa's, and you can see there's just a name and the email, and you get a free e-course. That's nice. Well, most of us will have an opt-in form, and we'll get people to sign up to get the free e-course or a free PDF or something. But then there's no autoresponders connected to it. So basically, I get a freebie from your site, and then I'm out. And if I don't happen to come back to the website for whatever reason, I'll never come back, and I'll never buy anything, and I'll totally forget I was ever there. So an autoresponder is kicked off by an opt-in form. And here's an example of an autoresponder that I get. There's a number of different kinds, and the styles of autoresponders aren't critical to their success, even though they can be more interesting than others. But I've seen text-based, I've seen ones with videos. Here's one from Brendan Bouchard that has text and a video, and you can watch the video right in the email, which is really cool. And then, of course, you can just read about it. And then you can see there it's got a clickable link. And what the clickable link does in an autoresponder is gets people back to the website when they ordinarily would have left. So I signed up for Brendan's autoresponder or his opt-in for some free videos. And not only did I get the videos immediately to watch, this came a couple days later, and then I keep getting messages from him. It's actually like a 12 or 13-step kind of training program, which is really cool. So e-courses and things like that can be delivered. All this keeps the brand, your brand fresh on top of your prospect's mind. Here's one, just a text-based one that came from Lisa Sasevich, actually, I think. And this is just an example of a text-based. So, I mean, they don't have to be too fancy. They can just strictly be just some copy that you've written down, but it's what you say in it that's the most important part of an autoresponder message. Here's the one from Lisa that I got, and it had, again, a video and text. So that's a pretty classy way of making your autoresponder stand out from your competition. She even has a header up there. So the template she uses within her email program, really I don't know which one it is because they're all basically the same. You can make it look like a web page, so you can actually build a nice brand from your autoresponder. So every couple of days I'm getting some really beautiful message that looks like I'm on your website that's got clickable links, giveaways, polls, videos, information, testimonials, all sorts of stuff. So they look really pretty. Here's the issue. Okay, I ran a series of 3 experiments. And number one was I asked the 10 top internet marketing experts, and I can't believe I actually called these people up for real on the phone because I was able to meet a lot of these people working in Tom Antion's program all this time. And so I decided, I wanted to know what was the number one tool they had for converting visitors into buyers, because we get a lot of traffic. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I put a website up, and I get a lot of traffic and see the numbers through my analytics that I'm getting traffic, but, nothing was ever happening. And even if they were signing up with my opt-ins, I really wasn't selling anything, except maybe when I sent out a newsletter to a webinar or some kind of specific invite. So, I was curious about how did these people, who I respect and do make a lot of money, what was their number one tool for converting visitors into buyers? And you can see there's a lot of big names there. And I was really proud to be able to reach out and do this kind of research. And of course, I was shocked. They said autoresponders. And that was very surprising to me because there's so much out there that you can buy, and there's so many webinars you get on that teach you that this and that and this app and all this social media and LinkedIn pages and all this kind of training and pop-ups and all this stuff. That was always something new and fancy and difficult to implement was going to be the big thing that made all the money. And I was surprised to hear autoresponder, something I'd been using for a long time. And I was surprised it really wasn't Facebook, it wasn't YouTube or LinkedIn, no matter what you hear. Mobile apps and pop-up software. And then there's shopping cart upsells and ad tracking and pay-per-click and article marketing, content distribution, and all this fancy stuff and mobile apps that I don't even know how to make or implement. There's new stuff coming out on the internet all the time. And most of it is so complicated, like we have a hard time keeping up with even implementing it in our business. What's amazing is that the autoresponder is simply just the written word. So it all comes back down to your personal message, your personal story about your business that really affects the customer, not all this fancy, hard to implement stuff. And what was amazing, sales letters and copywriting in general came in second place to that question. So how's that different? It's not. Autoresponders, sales letters, and copywriting, all the written word. The written word is very powerful, and it stays powerful regardless of changing technology or new fancy things that go in and out of vogue very quickly. Okay, so I really thought that was great. Since I'm a copywriting person, that I feel like I've got some job security here with writing autoresponders, sales letters, and copywriting in general. So I actually really enjoy that. So experiment number 2. This was the critical point for me. I actually wanted to study the autoresponders from other people, so I signed up for 30 freebies, e-courses, newsletters, educational videos, free ebooks, drip training, video training, all this stuff. People are giving away a whole bunch of stuff for free, even some free apps and things, and special offers and workshops. The freebies were great. I signed up for 30 of them, but I didn't really want the freebies. Those were fine, and I'm glad I got them. I wanted to see the autoresponder specifically, and I signed up, and I was actually kind of shocked that 22 of those out of the 30, I got no autoresponders at all. So there was 22 people that gave me a freebie that I got to take away, and I never got any autoresponders. So I was never had an opportunity to be driven back to the website that I came from, and basically I'd forgotten which sites I'd ever visited, and that's very common. And out of the 8 that actually sent me an autoresponder, I was a little shocked and dismayed to see that they were either too short or too long. They were something that didn't really teach me anything. They were just short, like, oh, stay tuned for my webinars coming up. And of course, I was never invited to any, so I really didn't do anything. Or too long was just something that went on, and I didn't have time to read. 4 out of the 8 had no clickable link to the website. So even though they sent me an autoresponder message, there was no clickable link. So they were forcing me to try to remember exactly where I'd come from. Okay, not good. And out of those 4, the remaining 4 that had links, 2 of them were broken, or they went to a page that no longer existed, or went to a page that was kind of irrelevant to what I was looking for, or I was interested in at all, like a contact page, okay, or a YouTube video or something like that, something that really wasn't going to drive me back to the heart of the website. Out of the 8, 3 didn't have any kind of headers or graphics or branding. And it's always nice to at least get your logos in there to keep your branding top of mind. You don't have to have the fancy headers and stuff like that. They can be text-based, but at least talk about your brand, especially in the first couple of autoresponders, to get me to fall in love with it a little bit. And then only 4 of those offered me any real information or solutions that I was searching for. It was a very eye-opening experience, to say the least. And this is why I put this webinar together tonight, because it's very universal. And those 30 weren't some of the biggest names in the world, but they weren't some of the smaller names either. They recognizable companies on some of them you'd know about, some you wouldn't, but I was kind of shocked. So I wanted to put together this webinar to describe to you exactly what a real autoresponder should do. And the first one is to drive people back to the website, because the National Retail Federation, I got this email back earlier in last year, and I'm a member of the National Retail Federation because I'm a jeweler and I have a number of jewelry stores. And they told me that an online prospect, and they'd done all this research and everything, and so I was going to believe them, an online prospect needs to be touched or marketed to an average of 7 times before they purchase. That means being visually told what to do, offered ads and newsletter invites and autoresponders, basically email marketing. 7 times before they make a purchase. So what does that tell me? In shorter, that very few people are going to buy anything when they come to the website. So capturing their information and sending them automated messages is the key. That's why the big guru people that we saw earlier like autoresponders, because they automatically keep marketing your message and brand to your prospect long after they came to the website and didn't buy anything. It also needs to educate your prospect. An autoresponder isn't just something that's salesy or pitchy. You want to educate your prospect, because that's very important. And I know that firsthand, because from 27 years of being a retail jeweler before I got into internet marketing, I realized that educating and in essence romancing my consumer led to them paying higher prices for items. So think about your product or service and your coaching and your expertise that you have. The more you can educate your prospect, the more money they're going to pay. If the consumer doesn't care that much or doesn't understand the value of what you have to offer, they'll want it at a discount. Well, we don't want to be Walmart here. We want to be the Tiffany of what we teach. We want to be the best at what we do. If we're going to do anything with passion, that's great, but be the best at what you can do and make sure that part of being the best is educating your customer so that they find real value in what you do and pay more money. In that regard, you need to reward your list in your community through your email messages as opposed to just sending ads or anything else. So we want to educate, we want to build brand, and we also want to offer special rewards just for being there. The other night I signed up for, it was a couple months now, I signed up for Red Robin, and I don't know why, but they keep sending me hamburger coupons, and I can't get them in the paper. They're rewarding the email list, so we constantly go there, Vicki and I, and coupons, and so I'm being rewarded for being a part of the community, and I like that, and I'll keep opening the emails as long as I keep getting some kind of reward. Now, there are ways to reward your community, even though we're not selling hamburgers. We're selling something more important, actually, that makes life easier or better for us. So there's still ways to reward that, and I'm going to cover some of that tonight. And, of course, here's a biggie. People aren't going to stay on your email list forever. I see people come and go on my list. Some stay a couple months, some stay for literally year after year, but some eventually they roll over and stop opening these emails. It's just, they're never going to open them all, so don't fool yourself into thinking that. You really want to try to drive people eventually to your social media, because these days, in the last couple of years, this is where we really build community. So obviously, when we get someone to the website and they opt in for a freebie and it kicks off some autoresponders, one of those autoresponders should be a place that gives them a choice to coming over to Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you're the most comfortable building your community. And I'll show you how to do that too. I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to write the copy for each and every one of these. And also, an autoresponder needs to keep the idea that you understand exactly what they were looking for. You can identify their pain, and you're not just offering ads and more freebies and just salesy stuff, but you're offering what I call results in advance, real solutions to their problems. Those are the emails people will keep opening. If they get stuff that's not relevant or it doesn't solve their problems, they will no longer keep opening them, and you will basically have a list that of no prospects at all. So who cares if you have 3,000 or 4,000 people on an email list if your open rate is 8%? There's only a couple hundred people ever opening this, and everyone else is suffering, okay? There's other things that you can offer to help build a personal relationship, which is another thing the autoresponder needs to do. It needs to get people kind of out of the computer and into your live and focused personal relationships, which are free consultations, webinars, teleclasses, telesummits, any kind of virtual or live workshops, seminars, group coaching, anything that you can do to corral them into a one-on-one conversation, because that one-on-one conversation with a real live body will convert highly to any number of coaching scenarios. So you really just don't want to sell products all the time, just have this store that just sells these these products and nickel and dime yourself into some kind of money. You really want to work with people on an intimate level, solve their problems, and ask for a lot of money from them through high-level coaching. The only way you can do that is get people out of your email list and into live situations. So what I'm going to show you tonight is how to create a 10-part autoresponder series that is sent out over a 30 to 40-day period of time. And it's 30 or 40 days because for these particular 10, because you need to strike while the iron is hot. I've literally signed up for a freebie on a website. And, well, obviously some of them I never heard from ever again. But some people don't send the autoresponder out for days, and then you won't get another one for another month. I don't even remember who anyone is at that point. I don't remember signing up for half the stuff I do anyway, even if they get sent out immediately. I'll even get autoresponders and that say, I'm sending this to you because you signed up for something. Really, no kidding. If you've done your job and sent me good branding information autoresponders, I'd know who you are. More than that, I would be doing business with you. So you want to offer as much goodwill and rewards as possible as well. So you want to teach people, and you want to give them rewards, and you want to keep them opening the email. That's the reason why we send emails at all, to keep them opening one after the other so that you can build a real relationship that leads to real money. Okay, I've created dozens of different kinds of autoresponders over the years. I've done text-based. I've done ones with fancy templates. I've done that with all personalized with the first name popping up all through the content and everything. It's really cool. All of those work here and there, but I have devised a series, and I've tested this and tested this and tested this for conversion. And the one I'm about to reveal to you tonight has the highest customer sales coming back to the website and return rates and making money that I've ever done. So I'm really excited about that and can't wait to share with you. And we might as well just get right into it. And so it says take these notes. You want to jot this stuff down, that's fine, but I'm going to make it easy for you. Check out the replay tomorrow and get the PDF to the slides here. It'll be your personal ebook, so to speak, like a quick fast track guide. And you can actually look at the copy I'm about to write and show you. And you can just basically follow that as a template. So day 0, this is the one autoresponder that's critical. It's got to go out immediately. Day 0 means right now. So as soon as I opt in, literally within minutes, I'm going to get the first autoresponder. And what it does, it's set up like this. It delivers the freebie that you promised, because often we deliver that through the thank you page. And the problem with that is that someone can accidentally get out of that, and then you're not able to get back in it and can't get your freebie, and people get all upset. And they go, hey, I didn't get my ebook. Well, the email that sends out will include a link to the freebie, whether it's a video, audio, MP3, PDF, doesn't matter. It's got a link to it so that they always have a copy of your freebie in your inbox. Very simple. And it's also a time to let them know how often you'll be sending emails. They'd like to know how often you're going to be sending emails. And it's just courteous because it respects their time and their privacy and things like that. And this is the best time to provide a testimonial from a great satisfied client. You have all these testimonials on your website, and those are very popular. People love to read the testimonials, and they're strong towards building a case for making sales. But once they're off the website, they don't see that anymore. It's a good time to send another one, and maybe send 1 or 2 in each of your autoresponders. Always remind people that there's always been a satisfied customer beyond themselves to help build a case for your items and your services. And this is the big thing, you need to link to a service or product page to get either additional tips, more information, freebies. It's very important that you get people back to the website. So this is your structure. Give the freebie away, let them know how often you're sending emails, build your brand a little bit, provide a testimonial or 2, and then link back to the site. So let's look at an example of one I wrote for Barbara Allison at 123 Kindergarten. And you'll see this has basically all the elements. So up at the top says, as promised, here's your free kindergarten readiness checklist, and then there's a link to the PDF. Now they always have it, and then explains as a PDF document and how to open it. And then she explains a little bit about what it is and why and how many other kinds of emails, and that it's not going to be boring, and how to whitelist the email so that it's always coming in. It's always good stuff. And then she talks about how her other emails will be informative with the latest tips. It's building part of her brand. And then, of course, here's the testimonial I talked about. Throws that in there. And then the contact information. And then, of course, another important complimentary freebie. And so here's a link to another freebie. So you're giving away like a bonus freebie, and people will download that. Of course, these freebies, that one and the other one, have links in them themselves back to your website again, so that you can keep driving people, even if they never open another email and all they're going to do is read the ebook or use the checklist, you still have links in there. So this is a short, perfect, just a few paragraphs, links to drive people back to the site. And of course, it's got all the elements of the initial autoresponder. Now, the next one that goes out, autoresponder number 2, will go out about 3 days later. You don't need to send it out the next day and the next day and the next day, because that gets what we call bombardment fever there, and you don't want to do that. You want to send it out just when they're about ready to forget or think about or have used the information that they've already used in the first autoresponder. You send another one. And this one's called results in advance. And what I want you to do with this autoresponder is to identify one major problem you know that your prospect is having, and then spell out the solution right up in the email with no teasers. I mean, identify the pain they're having and offer a real solution. Whenever someone gets training in an email that they don't have to buy, that really works, and they use it and it works, they will love you for that. They will trust you, and they will keep opening the emails because they know there's real value and they know you care. Okay, so you can say something like, you spell out a major problem such as having high blood sugar. And then, of course, you're going to go ahead and give away some kind of exercise or recipe or something that can lower blood sugar right now. Previous or way before they're even thinking of buying anything from you, you offer something that really works. So you could say something like, would implementing this solution change the way you would make money or lose weight, lower blood sugar, etc.? Anything that you are trying to teach, you want to make sure that you're telling them, would the solution implement, or would implementing this solution solve the problem? And then you have a link that says, would you like me to implement it for you? That's the clickable link in the email. And when they click it, it takes them to a product or service or a seminar or anything that will solve the problem. So you're being the goodwill ambassador of this particular problem and your prospects' high hopes for fixing their issues, all in an email, all on automatic. So the clickable link takes them to a product or service. Let's take a look at how I structured Barbara's email, her results in advance. And we talked about, she wrote a blog post. This is from her blog post. And it's talking about how what children play with, what toys they play with, dictates what they may grow up to be, and how you could recognize what your child's future may be by what they take interest in, and how you can substitute certain toys in certain situations and games and role-playing to help kind of drive to a certain kind of future. It was really cool. It's big psychological child stuff that I don't really understand, but she does, and she's the expert here. And she talks about real ways to affect your child's future. It's powerful stuff, and typically it's something you would pay her to teach you to do, but she's going ahead and giving it in here, identifying problems of learning and telling you as the parent how to fix it. That builds a lot of trust in her expertise. She's pouring it all out there so that you understand she knows what she's talking about. And then she has this quote here: identifying the proper toys your child plays with can influence their future. Bam. May I help you with that? And then this is the link to her coaching, or a book, or a product that may or may not be even specifically related to this, but it's about helping you as a parent. So I've seen everything that's written here. I'm sold on the fact that she knows what she's talking about. She's offering me help to influence my child's future, and then a link with an affirmation that makes me want to click, yes, I want that. All in 4 or 5 little short paragraphs here. It's not too long, it's not too short. It's specifically designed to get people back to the site and ready to buy. All right, autoresponder number 3. Remember, there's 10 here, okay? So autoresponder number 3 will go out 3 or 4 days later. It's not specific, but day 7 is fine. And what I call this is the car wreck. And why I call it the car wreck is that whenever you point out when someone's failing, it wakes people up. It's the same thing as when you see a car wreck on the side of the road. We call it rubbernecking. So we always kind of look to see someone else's bad fortune. It's not that we're really want people to have bad fortune, but we can't help but look. We can't say whenever someone is failing or falling down or having a bad day or anything like this. We feel bad for them, but we always check it out. So in an email message, that's extremely important in waking your prospect up to the fact that they may be one of those people who are failing, and you're kind of busting them on it, but you have the solution to fix it. So it's getting inside your prospect's head to the point where you're able to pitch a product or a service to them while they're at their most vulnerable. Perfect time to do that. So day 7, the car wreck. Identify someone who failed miserably at reaching their goal, and it should be related to what you teach and what your prospect's looking at. Then specifically identify how you could have helped them if they'd just listened to you or bought something for you, or you just had a chance to change the situation. So, and don't just tease them again. Offer the step-by-step technique that would have fixed it. Now, if you've never done that before, this is a business, you can just make up a fictional situation. You know that it would work if somebody tried it, so it's okay to do a bit of storytelling if you need to. And then the link would say, don't make the same mistakes in your business. Let's take a look at how I did Barbara's again. We're going back to 1, 2, 3 kindergarten and her third autoresponder. And it says, we went ahead and went right for the jugular here, and we talked about how not reading to your child, or your child not having a great enough of vocabulary, can actually end them up in prison. And that when they looked at where prisoners in the Texas state prison system came from, they came from homes where illiteracy was rampant. And she tells you that these people who didn't have child readiness and a large vocabulary, a certain percentage of those people end up in prison. Bam. That wakes people up into some miserable situation that they want to avoid. And she says, spells it out. Here's the solution. Along with reading, talking, telling stories, singing, all this stuff, she tells you exactly how to create a larger vocabulary for your child. And it's massively important. Then she says here's the little pitch line. Don't go it alone. Let me help your child get ready for kindergarten. Bam. There's the solution to the problem that we just outlined that you don't want to be involved in, trust me. Okay. And then the clickable link, don't let them become a statistic. Very, very, very powerful email here. It's not salesy, but it drives people back with a vengeance back to the site to discover what in the world Barbara can sell them so that they can avoid a future like this. And this is autoresponder called the car wreck, and it's number 3. All right, autoresponder number 4. Remember, we're going to have a big Q&A at the end, so if you have any questions about this, we'll all get it wrapped up at the end, make sure everyone gets all their questions asked, so I'm not going anywhere, okay, until all the questions are answered. Day 10, 3 days after the last one, it's called the reward. Now we want to identify a service that's most beneficial, such as what do they opt in for to begin with? What kind of freebie did you have that enticed them to actually give you their email address? And we want to elaborate more on that reward and give them something that complements that freebie. So you want to explain that you want to reward your prospect for being part of the community. Go ahead and tell them, look, you're part of a special community here, and I want to reward you for that. I want to reward you for your dedication, for opening up these emails and continuing with the education I'm trying to show you. It's very important. You can give a discount for a product. You can supply a coupon code if you're using some kind of shopping cart or e-commerce system. A lot of those take coupon codes. If you don't have a coupon code, you just use PayPal or something. You can link to a hidden page of your site that nobody can find, that nobody sees except for your community, except for people who opted in. And they go there, and maybe your book is half price or something like that, or your coaching is free for a couple days. And offer a special price if they buy right now. So you can actually have a few things on a hidden page, such as a timer. There's a timer that actually starts when someone visits the page and starts counting down at like 3 or 4 minutes. And it refreshes every time someone hits the page. So if somebody clicks on a link in here to go get a special price, there's actually a countdown timer that says you got 3 or 4 minutes to take advantage of this half-price ebook. You know, and that kind of encourages the sale there. So urgency plays a big part in sales. So the reward, it's just different. It's time to give them something that cannot pass up. So let's take a look at Barbara's, and Barbara's is really simple. Again, back to 1, 2, 3 kindergarten again, and you can see it says, "I hope you've been enjoying the tips and activities I've discovered that help your child with early brain development and kindergarten readiness." And she talks about the objective of all these messages. Remind people why they should be opening them, and tell them that you're going to have ideas and strategies and future training that really will help them in all their endeavors. And then she says, please allow me to reward you for your time and dedication, where she's selling her printed book, which is on Amazon for $13.99. She's going to give you the digital version, which nobody has access to, for only $7.99. So that's kind of neat. So now you're getting a half-price book of hers. That I would take that up, because ordinarily people are going to have to go to the store and buy it for full price, which very few people actually really do the first time. So Amazon already sells the paperback on its own through its own search system. She's making money like that already. But you can, this is a time to reward somebody by giving them a discount. And of course, a digital ebook version doesn't cost you anything to deliver. So $7.99 is pure profit. If anyone's familiar with Amazon, $13.99, I think you're only getting like $8 of that anyway, so you're not making any less money actually selling the Kindle or the ebook. So this is the reward style, and of course she has can be done on her cart with one shopping cart. So she actually offers a discount code, and then this link here would go actually straight to checkout at that point, not even to a web page, but just straight to checkout. And then, of course, your child's readiness is waiting. Little taglines, little copy bits here that get guided to keep people focused on the goal at hand. That's what your autoresponder should do. It shouldn't be all over the place explaining all the millions of things that you're constantly doing, boring everyone to tears, but should have a single-minded laser focus that leads people back to the website and to buy something. You're going to start making money. This is why the big guys use this. Remember, I'm not sending these emails out manually. This stuff's on automatic being sent out after someone opted in. I could be on a beach and they could be on vacation and someone could opt in, get these autoresponders over 30 days. I could be in Germany or someplace or in Antarctica, and these are driving people back to the website and into buying services and signing up for things and constantly driving traffic back. I need that traffic back to my site. So this is automated stuff, and it's really very cool. All right, autoresponder number 5. I think it's number 5. I've lost count. Maybe it's number 4. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, number 5. Okay, branding your business. This goes out on day 14. And remember, we're going to have the whole template of these, so you'll know exactly when to send these things out. It's called branding your business or building your celebrity status. This is autoresponder number 5. Now it's time to toot your own horn a little bit. You've done everything to focus on your customer, but you haven't really talked about yourself that much, so you want to start tooting your horn, building your brand, creating your celebrity status. There's no way to surpass the normal fee for whatever your consulting is except to be a celebrity. And everyone in my community are consultants and coaches and authors, and I think we all understand what that means. Being a celebrity will always demand a higher consulting fee. So it's time to start working on that. So you want to write about how your business had reach in the community. You know, what good things have you done? Where have you been? Where are you speaking at? What's your newsworthy stuff? You can link to stuff in the email, in the autoresponder, to interviews, blog talk radio you might have, a PR web, a YouTube video. What about a radio show that you might have been on, Oprah, if you're good, if you're lucky enough for that. Anything, you can link to all that stuff, but link to it on your website. Don't link out to another place. Okay, the idea is to get people back to the website, and this is a big misstep that some people I've seen, some of my clients, before they get into my program while I'm critiquing their site, they'll have all sorts of links from their site or from their email or their newsletters or their blogs out to all these other sites. You got to keep people coming back to your website. So put all these YouTube videos and audio show downloads and links on your site so people can listen to them, stay on your site longer, and listen to them and watch them and whatnot. Also, show the video directly in the email. If you put a link to a YouTube video in your email, in your autoresponder, it will show up in 90% of inboxes. And I want to show you what that looks like. So it looks, well, I'll show you in just a minute, but the only thing that I want you to link out to, that is safe to link out to, is a press release like PR Web or PR Log, because generally your press release has links back to your website, so it keeps a circle going. But other than that, always keep people going to your web pages. Now, here's an example of, again, Barbara Allison, 123 Kindergarten. This is her day 5 autoresponder. Now she's talking about how she was recently interviewed about her book by a big parent training website, a child development website, and she wants you to watch the video. So we put the video link in here, okay? And if you click on that, we can watch it. But because I put the YouTube link in this email, I'm going to show you in the next slide exactly in the email that people got. They were able to watch the video right in their inbox, and it was really cool. So, and she also gave this a double duty by asking to while you were watching the YouTube video to go ahead and subscribe to her YouTube channel. So she's not only touting her expertise through a big interview that she was proud of, she's building community for her YouTube channel, which is a big, huge community, and building her social networking like we talked about a little earlier. So it's time to take action. That can go back to a site where the video plays. There's 3 different ways to look at it. So let's look at the email. When this autoresponder went out, I opened it up in my inbox over on Gmail, and this is what I got. So you've got this, it's the same email. Well, this is actually from a weight loss system, but you can see that the video, because this URL is in the autoresponder, the video is in the inbox. And I think we may have seen this from time to time. If you put a YouTube URL and mail it to somebody, most email programs, Yahoo, Gmail, AOL, all these big service providers, the video will play. We can watch the video without actually leaving our inbox, and it'll count as a YouTube view. And this is a trick I want to show you I want to share with you right now, that if you're trying to get YouTube views of a brand new video, don't just pop it on YouTube and sit and wait around and take your chances. Mail it to everybody on your list. So literally, I might have like 12,000 people on my list, and I can send a YouTube video out and get 1,400 views in the first day. And what that does to my YouTube video search results are huge. So don't sit around waiting. Plus the video is great, it probably teaches them something. You can do that all the time. That's just an aside here. But that's how you want to brand your business. So autoresponder number 5 is about building brand. Now, we're 45 minutes into this webinar tonight, and I could go on with these all night, but it's getting late, and I know that you don't want to be up all night as well. So I'm going to quickly go through the other 5 here, and you can just jot these down, or you can use them on the PDF. And number 6 is called the survey, and it goes out on day 18. And what you simply do is, it's time to get to know your prospect better. You're telling them all about yourself. Now it's time to reach out and discover what your prospect's needs are. What are they looking for? What kind of programs do they want? What are they willing to spend money on? And you can send them a survey. It could be created with 123 contact form, or SurveyMonkey, or one of these little free survey services that are online. And you create a survey, and you put it in the email, and you link to the website. When they click out to the website, the survey's on the page, and they take it. What that does is it gives your prospect a chance to talk about themselves a little bit. It makes them feel good that you're asking their opinion. And also, you can data mine what they're looking for. What kind of new products would they be interested in? What kind of products are they interested in now that they like? Do they like ebooks? Do they like videos? Do they like PDFs? Do they want to know about certain subparts of your site, or certain kinds of niches? You can data mine all sorts of information to create new products and to identify people that could become a big coaching client. What I like to do is I send a survey about, would you fill out the survey, and I reward you with a free consultation, and then when I have them on the phone, I'm able to upsell them into a personal coaching program. So this is a big money maker, and this is exactly, surveys are how all the big gurus get those very high-priced coaching clients. But you have to get the information from them, and they have to reach out to you so that you can call them back and make the consultation and get them on the phone. If you just have a link on your website that says sign up for my high-priced coaching program, no one's going to buy it. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So survey, very important. Day 18. Autoresponder number 7 goes out day 22. It's called the pulse of the industry. And this is really important. Now, you talked about yourself, and you've asked your prospect what they're interested in. Now it's time to get a third party involved that's going to validate all the things that you talk about. So what I want you to do on autoresponder number 7 is to research all the topics in your industry, or your prospect's industry, which is basically the same, and use them to validate your claims and solutions. So if you have a special weight loss product based on kelp, okay, and you've been talking about how great kelp is and how much weight they can lose and how much blood sugar comes down and their blood pressure, and you're touting the miracles of kelp, and you have a business selling that, it's time to go out and research big firms, New England Journal of Medicine, CNN, whatever, Wall Street Journal, and if they've a story on the miracles of kelp, go ahead and use it, and put that story again in one of your blog posts so that they're not going out to that site, but you're getting them back to your site. And you basically have a big name person out there or a big organization saying the same things that you've been saying. And it's, again, making you look like you really know what you're talking about. That is Autoresponder 7 on day 22. And number 8 goes out on day 26, and it's your social media return. So you want to get all your prospects eventually turned into fans and followers so that you can market to them on your social media, which is an entirely new and dynamic way with all sorts of conversations, contests, coupons, viral sharing. There's an opportunity to sell to your prospect on social media that's unlike any other experience, whether they're on a webinar like this or even through autoresponders. So social media is a critical place to get them back over, to get them involved in a real-time conversation. So you're going to send links out to Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter and just invite people to get over there and get involved, click those join me links, and start progressing on an entirely new way of marketing. Now, day 30, or Autoresponder 9, is more results in advance. Keep that identifying the pain and offering real solutions going. Nothing will sell more products than offering up real results ahead of a sale. Okay, so you want to turn your prospect's pain and conflict into a constructive resolution and brand awareness for you. The more things that they do that you teach them that really works, the larger and more effective the brand becomes in their mind. And you will become the go-to expert in your industry, again, which is when they're looking to buy something, when it's time to really spend the money, why are they going to go somewhere else that they've never been before if they've already built this kind of relationship with you? And all you've asked them is to open 9 simple emails by this point. Look at the amount of information, trust building, and brand awareness that you've built through 9 simple, short, little automated emails. I'll let you dwell on that question for a minute. The last one, day Autoresponder 10, goes out on day 34, and this is the time to wrap it up. The trial offer. This is the time to get people onto some kind of one-on-one conversation with you. They could be sitting on the fence. They could be not sure this is what they really want to do. They need an extra push and in a more personal relationship building fashion to make a larger commitment. So what I usually do at this point is I get them on a webinar like everyone here, or I get them on a teleclass or in a group coaching where I can answer questions, any kind of powwow, any kind of workshop, virtual or live, or just a consultation on the phone for 10 or 15 minutes. Gets them in a personal one-on-one engagement where you can literally sell them anything you have to offer. Literally programs that are literally 5 figures. But you can't do that from a website store or just through automated salesy pitches. You have to get people into a one-on-one situation where they can talk to you, the expert, probably what they've been waiting to do all this time, and then pitch them an extremely high engagement offer. And they'll practically buy anything. And this is how Frank Kern and Tom and me and everyone else does this kind of stuff and gets people into high-level programs by identifying exactly what they need and offering the solutions. All right, this statement, you have 7 seconds for your email to live. Now, what do I mean by that? Everyone gets a lot of email. Our inboxes are just literally obliterated with so many ads and stuff. If you sign up for one thing, you end up getting 15 autoresponders or emails and spam from everybody. We rarely read any of this stuff. So when we do, when we have a chance to open it, which someone does will basically, the first one, they'll open it to get the freebie. And you want to get them to keep opening them. 7 seconds is all, or less, is all the prospect has to decide whether this email is really something they really want to read. So it can't be boring. It can't be unrelated to what they're concerned about. It needs to make an impact in the first 7 seconds. You have to capture their attention in those first 7 seconds. You have to give them real solutions that really work. The email needs to be constantly relevant and consistently relevant to solving their problems. You have to gain your prospect's trust. You have to build your credibility through these autoresponders. And you also have to get them to want to open all of your other emails, whether they're an autoresponder or an invitation to a webinar like this one. They need to know they open it, it's got content, and they're getting something good and relevant. You have to make them want your products and services. Let me ask you a question. Do your emails and your newsletters and your autoresponders do all of this? If you're not, you're losing money. You're leaving money on the table to your competition who does do these things. Direct mail and other more direct ways of marketing to people. Facebook ads, pay-per-click, the things that come up high on the search engines that people pay for to get right in the face of their prospect. And of course, good old-fashioned search engine results drive more traffic to people's site than anything. But if you don't have that high of a search result, you have to keep people coming back to the site. Autoresponders, and ones specifically written and tested like these, are the solution. And I have a solution for you. And of course, it's called the Little Black Book of Autoresponders. And I'm offering 10 training videos that walk you through just like this, just like I showed you the first 5, plus it gives you a template through the entire process of crafting this powerful autoresponder series. They're email templates that you can go in. They practically write themselves. All you do is kind of plug and play in your industry words and basically follow the exact outline that I've written for you. And you also, in the autoresponders, you get the swipe files, other autoresponders from other gurus. I've gotten so many of these autoresponders that I didn't delete them all. I saved quite a few of them. And I liked the way that these were crafted, and I learned a lot from them. And of course, that's part of the Little Black Book of Autoresponders as well. And I've got a powerful workshop called the Creating Powerful Email Content. I have a bonus video with this, a Little Black Book of Autoresponders, called How to Sell Small-Priced Items That Lead to High-Ticket, High-Priced Products and Services, and also an opt-in strategies that convert like crazy. And of course, I wouldn't ever ask you to try to write your own autoresponders and send them out untested or untweaked. If you want to participate in the Little Black Book of Autoresponders tonight with me, I will give you the super bonus, which I will critique your autoresponders before you send them out to make sure that you're doing them right, so that no one has to see anything unsightly or something that won't work. And I can do that very quickly, and I'm very good at that. So all that is only $47 tonight. If you want to take part in the Little Black Book of Autoresponders, you'll get, for $47 over at expertwebwriting.com/email, you'll get the 10 videos that they're about 9 or 10, 12 minutes a piece, and they explain in detail each one of the autoresponders, and it comes with its own template that you can basically use to copy the exact formula that I've showed you tonight, and plus all the rest of them that I didn't get a chance to show you for yourself, and get this in place. And you can repeat this for different kinds of autoresponders, for different kinds of websites. We obviously don't have one website with one opt-in. I've got dozens of websites with nearly 60 or 70 opt-ins. Each one has this series attached to it, and they're tweaked differently depending on my prospect and what service I have. So if you want to do that tonight, stick around for the Q&A. You can get that all for $47, all the videos plus all the bonuses, and I'll look over the emails and edit them for you so that you don't send out any autoresponders that aren't strong enough for your brand that will really make you money. So I've really enjoyed you being here tonight. And my mission here, I'm about to give away the 4 prizes here in just a second, but I want to explain my mission for 2014. I really believe the internet should be used for accurate and relevant information. It's something that we're relying on to help really solve our problems and make our lives better. So in that regard, we really want to avoid working with people or being one ourselves that we talk about ourselves too much and we're very salesy and pitchy. We really want to focus on the pain and conflict that your customer is going through, and we want to solve those problems. And in that regard, we're helping people help themselves, and I want that to take center stage again. I don't know if it ever took center stage. I think the internet's always been a little bit salesy with the pop-ups and the ads and the disingenuous stuff and the God forbid rip-offs and scams. But there's room for a new kind of consultant out there, and that's you and I in this community tonight. And part of these autoresponders builds that sense of community, really helps people, and makes you money. So over there at expertwebwriting.com/email, $47 gets you everything plus the consultation with me. Now I want to give away the grand prize tonight. Thank you for sticking around for that, and I hope this webinar was interesting to you. If you've never seen it before, it should have been fairly informative. A lot of people tonight, this is their third or fourth time watching this thing. So I'm going to pick out the names. If you, I know Kay's already she's already got a whole year's worth of access to the paid webinars. So she's got like 8 or 9 more webinars for the rest of the year. She was the big grand winner a couple weeks ago. So if you want this, say, heck yeah, I want it. And what I'm giving away is a slot to next week's paid webinar about video, how to create videos, and how to write scripts and scripting ideas. So if you want that, I'm going to pick just names at random. Whoever says, heck yes, I want it. And Aline says, heck yeah. And Dennis, oh my God, look at everybody. Wow. All right, Sharon Saylor. Haven't seen her in a while. That she gets it. And let me see. Kay says, thanks again. She's already got a slot. Jim Barger says, yes. Good old Jim. He's always on here. All my webinars. I'm going to give you one. All right, I got 2 more going on here. Lenore says, yes, 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 please. She's begging. Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. Lenore, spot for next week. Everyone will get an email with the link to the secret registration. And, all right, I got one more. Who wants it? Yeah, Vicky's raising her hand. She gets to listen to it anyway. I don't know what the heck she wants to do this for. But we're always sitting here together. She's sat here for the last 2 years on every single webinar except last week when she was out for her birthday drinking margaritas while I sat here and worked. I think that was last week. Maybe it was the week before. I don't know, but you guys remember. All right, let's see. Aline Davis. I'll give you one. You know what? I'm going to give one more, so pipe back in. Okay, I'm giving away one more. Julie says, did I get Julie? Julie, she says she wants it. Okay, Julie K. Awesome. I got 5 people down. I can't believe I just gave $100 worth of slots to next week's paid webinar. But that's how I roll. If you've ever been on one of these webinars, it's not just some pitch fest. I mean, thank you for sitting through the pitch at the end, but it's a very helpful and very affordable way to get this all kicked off and really start making some money. And I want to start the Q&A tonight because I'm sure you have lots of questions. But other than that, the mission statement, it means a lot to me. And I'm not in this just to make $47. I want to help you implement this thing that will work for you 24/7. What you have to understand about autoresponders is it isn't one thing that you implement one time. It's not like some Facebook page template that you put up for 3 months and then Facebook changes something and now you can't use it anymore. And it's nothing like that, or it's like some special training that is obsolete, 6 weeks from now. Autoresponders, again, are the #1 thing that all the top 10 internet marketers use to make money, plus a lot of other people. And they work for you 24/7 while you're not even online, okay? And that's extremely important, and it's about the written word. It's your personal story. It's your personal experience. It's the part of you, the essence of you, that everyone really wants, that really makes money. Because people just don't want to buy from a nebulous, faceless person. They want to buy from you. And autoresponders are the essence of your personal brand, all done on automatic. So I really appreciate you being here tonight. Let's start our Q&A. Donna says, I want to purchase the black book, but I'm not ready to write autoresponders. Is there a time limit for your review? Absolutely not. Again, anytime I offer a critique over on Stealth Persuasion or the website critiques, Donna, or even this, I will honor looking or editing these autoresponders for you at any time. So even a year from now, if you finally get around to doing this, that's fine. If you already have autoresponders in place, it's worth it just to participate in the little black book of autoresponders, just the workshop, just to get me to look at them, and we can go in and change those together. Or you can use these templates to just go ahead and easily edit the ones you've already gotten. You can go into Aweber or Constant Contact, where we have your autoresponders right now, and you don't need to rewrite these totally from scratch. You can just sort of tweak them a little bit based on the templates. You don't have to do anything in there, like enter in all the stuff in Aweber. You can just simply edit the autoresponder content and save it, and you're done. So it's a very simple process. And Donna says, I gave her a great website review last week. Thank you. I appreciate that, Donna, for you getting the website critique. Yeah, she did the purrpalace.com, selling cat accessories, litter box screens, and we had a good time with that. And that was a beautiful site. So everyone was thanking you. Perdita says, what about subject lines? All I want to say about subject lines, well, I went over some subject lines in the videos, but mainly your biggest asset with subject lines, obviously you want to get someone to open this email so that you can read these autoresponders. So just keep in mind a subject line needs to be something that entices them want to opening it. So asking a question, creating an interesting or creative statement. For instance, this afternoon, I sent out an email invitation for this webinar, and the subject line said, I asked the top 10 internet marketers this simple question. Well, I left it at that, and it was up to everyone to click on it to see what question I had asked them. And it was a provocative statement, and it was curiosity building. And that's what you want to basically do with your subject lines. Subject lines don't have any right or wrong, but they need to have curiosity building, Perdita. And 2 days ago, for the other invitation for this webinar, the subject line said, we're all professionals here, so why are we making this mistake? What mistake? I have to click on that. What is he talking about? So these are provocative, curiosity building subject lines. And without keeping that in mind, this being a educational webinar and all, and this is kind of like an extra little thing I'm throwing in. You need that curiosity building. You need to get them to click on it. Otherwise, the autoresponders here that you build won't be read, and that's not the real problem here. The thing is that these autoresponders, if they open just one or two of them, should be so intriguing, especially with the second one, that was the results in advance, should be so intriguing and so solution providing that they know that all your emails will have that kind of dynamic content, and they'll open them anyway. So I don't have any problem people opening my emails. My email open rate, I want to share that with you tonight, 47%. And if anyone wants me to prove that to them, I'll be glad to do that. Over on GetResponse, I have a list of thousands and thousands of people, 47%. People just like me, so they know they're going to get something interesting. I never just send something horrible in the email, something that was badly written and just doesn't answer, irrelevant. So that's the kind of thing. So let me get some other questions here. Thank you for Perdita for that one. And wow, wait a minute. Let's see what we got. All right, Kay says, Skip, if not relevant, was the WeWe site one I heard from about you? If so, how do I find that? The WeWe site is back up, believe it or not, Kay. So if you look through your Stealth Persuasion email, you'll see that, or the slides from that, you'll see that the WeWe site generator is back on. It's been down forever, like the last month, and it was driving me crazy. It was a tool that evaluated your focus on you and them. Yes, it was. And the WeWe generator, I don't have the address to it, but I'll put it in the email for tomorrow's replay. Definitely the WeWe generator is back on, thank goodness, because I got this butt camp Sunday and I really wasn't wanting to use it. So Flora says, I have 2 key sites with blogs and autoresponders. What will it cost to get the critique of a set of emails? You know what? I'll just go ahead and look at the second set for free, Flora. You know, you've been a great, a very valuable part of my community, and I really appreciate you being here tonight. And if you want to send me, you want me to edit the second set of autoresponders, I'll do that for you. So like I said, if you can use these same templates for any number of your autoresponders, and if you have a second, look at the first set. If you have a second set, just go ahead and mail them to me. I'll look them over and I'll make the tweaks and for you in complimentary service for you being here tonight. And I really appreciate that, Flora. Flora also says, by the way, thanks loads for your critiques on my sites last week. That was a great webinar. I'm doing that again in about 2 weeks. The website critiques, man, we had a blast on that thing, and we were having all sorts of fun. And I've already begun making the changes you suggested. That was tremendous value. Thank you, Flora. Appreciate that testimonial there. Katie says, where do I put the PDF files that you're providing links to reside on a hidden page on your website? Yes. Whenever you have WordPress, you can build hidden pages. There's a plugin called Exclude from Navigation, or Exclude Pages, and you can build any page on WordPress, and the plugin, all you do is click it on or off, and it won't be part of your main navigation. So, for instance, my Colin Martin Consulting is a WordPress site. I think it has maybe 8 or 9 pages in the navigation, but there are 100 pages in that thing with PDFs on it. And Katie, what's great about the hidden page is you can use it as an extra marketing device. So what happens is say you have an autoresponder and you say, click here to get your PDF, or come over and get the PDF or the freebie. Well, I don't just end there. Thank you, here's your PDF, see you later. I add more content. I go, by the way, if you were thinking about this topic, I've got another ebook that you would love, and I have it for sale for like $1.99 or something like that. It's just something to keep them engaged. There's a way to teach them more stuff. There can be a video that on the thank you page or the hidden page where they're downloading the PDF from that says, hey, thank you for coming here and getting the PDF. You know, since you are here getting the PDF, I thought I'd add this extra training to you that you may not have thought about. And it's just a video that plays automatically, and you're teaching them more stuff, and they stay there longer. Here's the point of what Google wants to see on a website. They don't want to see the flashy stuff. They don't want to see all beautiful. They don't want to see a bunch of keywords spammed all in the right places, basically. They want to see people enjoying the website. They want to see people coming back to the website. They want to see people staying on the website longer. Google can tell when people come back, when people leave comments, when people stay on the site longer. How do they do that? Well, autoresponders drive people back to the website for repeat visits. That's a plus for Google, for you, in Google's eyes. If they have to watch a video for 2 or 3 minutes, they're staying on the site longer, or listening to a radio interview or something. That's a plus for you in Google's eyes. If you have a place to leave a comment or some share buttons, and you say in there, hey, by the way, why don't you share this page with your friends and have them get the freebie too? Now people are sharing it. That's a plus in Google's eyes. What you do in your autoresponders, beyond making money and building your brand, is also getting people back to the website. When people come back, they interact with it on certain levels. They can be hidden pages, they can be regular pages, but as long as they're interacting, you now are getting better search positioning. This is an all-in-one solution to everything you ever wondered how to do. And that's really cool. And so I like that. Aline says, wow, yeah, okay. I do, yeah, that's why I agree, man. Kay says, thanks. Flora says, you're the man for doing it. Okay, that's great. Katie says, who is your favorite autoresponder? I use GetResponse. Now, I know I talked about One Shopping Cart and iContact and Aweber. All right, I'm going to share one secret with you again tonight, and because I've used it, it's true. GetResponse has the highest open rates. I never had 47% on One Shopping Cart, trust me. And I had that thing for like 7 years, okay, and it was frustrating. GetResponse has beautiful templates, hundreds and hundreds of templates, or you can build your own to make it look exactly like your website. You can put videos in there. You can put all sorts of clickable links. There's all sorts of rules and things, like, for instance, if you send out a newsletter and nobody into your list and only 20% open it, for instance. Then you send out another newsletter an hour later, it won't go to the other 20% that already opened it. It'll only be sent to the people who didn't open it. So you're not bombarding people with emails, but you're getting the word out there. And here's the big thing about GetResponse. They'll let you import a list or add business cards or other databases in without double opting in. So if you try to put in business cards or a database or your social media or even the registration from a GoToWebinar, which I do a lot, I can't enter it into Aweber, iContact or Constant Contact or anything. They're going to make the person, they're going to send the person an email and go, do you really want to be on this list? And it's not, 10% of those people are going to opt in. So you're going to lose 90% of those people. GetResponse lets you import the entire list in no matter where it came from, and you can start sending emails out immediately. So don't tell anybody I told you that, okay? Because it's kind of controversial. But everything's fine with that. They're fine with it. But to me, it's an added benefit. It gives me a little bit more power to help build my list. So GetResponse, plus I know how to use it inside and out, so I can even coach people on it. If you buy it and you are looking for a little bit of training or help with that, that's fine. Jim says, I'm a local business service provider, a chiropractor, not sure where I would put the opt-in, my website or Facebook page. Are there other places to put opt-ins? You can put an opt-in anywhere, Jim. You can put it on your main website, especially over in the right-hand side or somewhere above the fold or in the area that's initially visible when you go to a website. You can put it on Facebook. There are Facebook pages and there's free apps on Facebook that when someone likes the page, they are instantly sent to a page pops up where they can opt in to get like a free training or a free ebook. There's all sorts of, if you go to Google and put in something like using Facebook to build an email, there's going to be all these little blogs and training and little apps and stuff that will help you use an opt-in on Facebook. Facebook doesn't come with an opt-in immediately, but you can drive people from Facebook right to your opt-in on your website. You can go to a big newsletter, Jim, like a big chiropractor association or something like that, or even like the local newspaper, and you can say, I've got a free chiropractor checklist that you can download right now and print it out to see, what your different issues are or whatever, or you can give away a free health guide, a guide to lowering your blood pressure or something like that. And you put it in the paper, they go to the website, they see the opt-in, they enter the email, they get the free checklist or the free ebook, and now you have a localized database of local prospects that you can send out coupons and all sorts of stuff. So the stuff never ends here, and the autoresponders, of course, would be triggered by that, Jim, and they would constantly get educational reminders about their chiropractic health, which are just, when people are into chiropractic or thinking about it, they're fanatical about it. They really believe in it, and they really find whatever the chiropractor usually sends. I used to get a newsletter from my chiropractor, and it was great stuff. And there was nutrition and all sorts of posture and just all sorts of stuff. I really enjoyed it. It was very holistic and very inclusive. So you want to try to do that. Dion says, this is stellar info. It ties it all together. Thank you, Dion. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad you were here tonight. And let's see. Oops. See more questions. Flora says, I was just about to ask about moving my list so I can import the entire list. Wow. Do you get an affiliate link for GetResponse we can use? If I'd have been smart and thought about this. Okay, yeah, I'll send you the GetResponse link in the replay tomorrow if you want, Flora. Or you can just there if you want. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, I should have been thinking about that. But every time I do this webinar about autoresponders, someone asks me, what's the best autoresponder service? And I always say GetResponse, and I never have the affiliate link to go. So you can see that not all internet marketers are completely fluent in what we do. So anyway, yeah, you can import the entire. So if you're thinking about changing from any of the other ones, that's the one to go to. And I love it. It's cheap. It's just as cheap at Aweber or cheaper. It's way cheaper than One Shopping Cart. That's a mess. And it can all be tied in. GetResponse can all be tied into PayPal too. So I sell stuff on PayPal, and it kicks off autoresponders for my product sales. So I have a set of autoresponders that go out when someone buys a product too. They're not as critical as these that I showed you tonight because obviously someone who bought something's already like an invested customer. But still, you still want some branding and upsells and things to go out, but they all connect to PayPal. So, excuse me. And Dion says, GetResponse, is it an app or commercial website? It's a website just like Aweber. You just go to getresponse.com. It's an email service. So you do everything on there. You build your emails. They give you a copy and paste code that creates the opt-in form that you put it wherever you want. You can put it in blogs. You can put it on your site. You can put it in an email. I've sent an opt-in in an email before. So you can do anything with it. And you don't have to install anything on your website, thank God, or your computer, because people don't like to do that. Katie says, awesome content. Thank you. I appreciate you, Katie, being here. You've been coming to these things for 2.5 years through my various webinars, and I really, really appreciate the time and dedication you've put into your business by being a part of my community and being here for these. I really thank you for your time. Jim says, okay, great info. Yep, appreciate that, Jim. Good luck with the chiropractor thing. A lot of chiropractors are reaching out with internet marketing. It's working like a dream. And a lot of chiropractors are now kind of stuck in these portal sites where they have some giant firm that kind of owns the domain, and you just get like a page, and it might have like a Google map and your hours and a picture of you or something. But a lot of them are starting to really get into using their own SEO, getting their own sites, and taking control of their destiny with internet being. Katie says, so what shopping cart integrates with GetResponse? All of them. You can PayPal, Infusionsoft. Well, thing is, one shopping cart and Infusionsoft have their own email systems and into them. That's why I was using them for so long. But any other shopping cart that you use, will integrate with GetResponse, including one shopping cart. So you don't necessarily have to use the email program in one shopping cart or Infusionsoft. So it integrates with everything. Flora says, why don't you become an affiliate and send us the link? I'll wait, then order it. Okay, I appreciate that. I shouldn't even said that out loud. I do have an affiliate link. I just got to dig it out somewhere. They give you one automatically. So as another thing, Flora, when you sign up for GetResponse, you'll have an affiliate link, and you can send it out to all your peeps and make some money, some good old affiliate market money there. Usually affiliate marketing isn't one of the strongest ways to make money, but if it's something that's recurring, like a monthly payment, or it's something that people really need, like an email service or a shopping cart system or something like that, it's good. If you're just selling weird, strange affiliate ebooks and PLR ebooks, there's not really much money in it. But anytime there's a service that people really enjoy, there's good money in it. Jim says, any experience with SendReach autoresponder? I have both GetResponse and SendReach. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. I've never tried SendReach. Basically, besides a few issues that I've had with these different ones, they're all the same in terms of setting up autoresponders and with the templates and entering in the content and stuff like this and sending newsletters. They're almost identical. What's different is the deliverability rates, the amount of templates that you can use, the ease of creating the opt-in forms. Aweber was a pain in the butt. It took me hours to figure out how to create an opt-in form. One shopping cart opt-in form is hideous. You can't do anything with it. And GetResponse was like a dream. I can make that thing. I put a video inside the opt-in form. I can do anything in that opt-in form. You've got to see some of the opt-in forms that I made in GetResponse. I am blown away. I have never had so much fun with it. And it's really good. And in that, it's kind of the back-end stuff that is different. The inside workings of these autoresponder services are basically the same. So don't worry about that. Flora says, I have to start making sure I have copies of all my Aweber newsletters over the years. Then I'll move. Yeah, there should be a way Aweber can send you a file with all the autoresponders that you've ever created. And you'll want to move them over. And at that point, obviously, you want to tweak them, using the templates that I shared with you tonight, because I'm sure that very few of us are using these templates. It took me a long time to even get around to a series of really killer autoresponder templates. And I didn't realize the big guys have been using some of these for years, because that's the stuff they don't tell you unless you pay, $20,000 for their mentor program or something like that. Something they don't share on a free webinar like this. So thank you. And you're welcome. And Flora says, sure, okay. And Katie says, any experience with MailChimp? Yeah, MailChimp, I've used that too. I've used almost every one of them. MailChimp, The opt-in forms are really hard to create. I never actually did figure it out, so there, take that for what it's worth. The open rate isn't quite as good, and MailChimp, I think at the time that you were able to import a list without it doubling opt-in. I'm not really sure about that. And for the pricing of most of these, MailChimp is free for up to 2,500 subscribers on your list, but after that, it starts getting really expensive, and it's actually way more expensive than programs like GetResponse that I think are better. So with MailChimp, it really becomes a usability issue, user-friendly issue, which is it's a little difficult of a dashboard, and then it's a little more expensive when you start getting into like 10 or 12,000 people on your email list. It starts getting worth it. So hope that answers that. So it's getting late, and I want to make sure I'm not keeping everybody up, so get your questions in. A little drink of water here. And if you don't have any questions tonight and you want to ask me anything later, I'm going to go ahead and type in my email address and send it out to everyone. It's videopower@live.com. And I'm going to send that. And if you have any questions, email me anytime. You don't need to be a customer of mine or have some kind of secret code to email me. You can email me out of the blue and just say, hey, Colin, I was on your webinar and I didn't get a chance to ask you this question, and I will answer it for you. I get back with everyone that emails me. I mean, everyone, and that's worth a lot to people. And yes, this is a recorded webinar, and I'll be sending this out tomorrow with the recording in YouTube. And of course, you can also get the slides to all this. Now, the PDF that comes with the slides of this are invaluable, because I just showed you 5 of the real templates that I had written for Barbara, and you can use those right off of here and start making a difference in your autoresponders immediately this weekend, and for free. So just go ahead and download the PDF and over. I mean, it'll give you all the days that you're supposed to send this out and all this kind of stuff. So Flora says, time to go buy the email program. Thank you. Appreciate that, Flora. I'll be here to help you with that. So send me whatever autoresponders you want critiqued, and I'll be right on them, and I'll always be here for you. When I offer these critiques and these personal consultations, I'm always here for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. It's getting late, and I want to thank everybody again for being here. I really appreciate your time. It's something I could never, I try to earn, I would never abuse your time. I really earn your respect, and I also just appreciate you being here, because it means a lot to me. And Vicki says good night. Good night, Vicki. Right? Good night. She's always here. She loves you guys. She's building a whole lot of fans in her own right, and but we have a lot of fun here. We're sitting on the couch in Virginia Beach. We're sipping wine, and we're watching TV with the sound off. We're having a good old time. John says, so say hello to Tom. I will. If you guys can get by the bike this weekend, I'll be there Sunday, and I'm going to see Tom. Me and Tom and I have a big new project brewing that's going to go out here pretty soon, so keep an eye for that. So Kay says, mwah! I love you too, Kay. All right, you guys have a great night. I'm going to stop the recording.